Okay, now it's on.
All right. Hey guys, I just trying something new this week. We had ended our Time Wednesday with a challenge of taking some time to have a date with God. And I wanted to throw this video together to just encourage you guys. This is something that could be life changing. It's something that I challenge you guys to take the next 4 or 5 weeks and try just going on a date with God once a week and making it, setting aside a time to do that. But to encourage you, like this is something that is hugely meaningful. It's not like you're going to do it once a week for the rest of your life, but there are times in your life when you're going to realize, you know what, you're confused, you're in a dark place, or whatever, and you just need to take some time alone with God. And so getting into the practice of it now, playing around with it, seeing what it's like, is a great way to begin building your relationship with God and to prepare yourself for the rest of your life. But with that idea, I wanted to give you guys a couple more tips on how to set up a date with God to make it effective. First off, find a place. Find a place that's special. Jesus talks about having a closet, about going into a room and shutting the door, and we call that a prayer closet. You could do that, or oftentimes, like when I'm having something special happen, I like to think of it as like if I was going to go on a date with a person, right? I want to have a better relationship with, when I was in high school with that pretty girl, or even if it's I want to go hang out with friends. I would go to a restaurant, grab a bite to eat. I would go to a park and hang out on the slides or at the park bench. If I was going to do something with my dad, I might go to a baseball game. I might go fishing. But we find a special place to spend special time with that special someone, whoever it is. And so we can do the same thing with time with God. Find a special place that you can spend with God. It might be something like a church where you feel like you can meet God there. It might be out in the woods somewhere. It might be in your home, like what Jesus said about the closet. You might find a spot in your home that you could shut the door and have some time alone. But set aside a special place. Also, set aside special time. Schedule it. Let people know, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now because I've got something scheduled. If thinking about if you set aside a time like you're going to go out on a date with someone, right? You look forward to that. You anticipate it. You're like all day long you're thinking about, hey, tonight I'm going to get to go see a movie. I'm going to get to go hang out with some friends. And you anticipate that time alone. In thinking about that, before, like the hour or two before your date with God, don't plug in. Don't be on social media or hanging out on your phone. In the same way that, like, if, as a guy, I was going to go out with a hot girl, like, I wouldn't spend up to the minute before checking my Facebook. I would be in my room, getting dressed, making sure I smell good, combing my hair, whatever it was that I needed to do to get ready. And it puts you in the mood. It helps you feel ready to connect, to relate. Whereas if I was on my phone playing whatever video game or watching that cool YouTube video, then when I go on a date with that person, I'm sitting there staring at their face thinking about how to beat that level in the video game or thinking about what's the next thing that's going to happen in my video series that I was binge watching. So take some time to unplug before you go on your date. And then finally, on your date, take the Bible. Again, we talked about this Wednesday. It's God's Word. It's a great way to connect. You can read it. You can read parts of it and pray those parts back to God. Or maybe you don't need as much time reading as you need time actually just talking to God. Bring a notebook or something that you can do to write to help keep your thoughts focused. If you're thinking about one-way conversation for half an hour, for an hour, our minds will wander. But I find it super helpful if I have something that I can write down, something that I can even maybe journal, or to write a letter. Bring some stationery and write your thoughts to God as if you're writing a letter to a friend. Whatever it is, just something that it would help you connect, help you build a relationship in the same way that you would build a relationship with a person. Because God is with us and He's real. In a sense, He's more real than anyone else in our lives, and He's always with us, unlike everyone else in our lives. But it's so easy to forget. We have to take the time to remind ourselves that we can connect in a very meaningful way anytime. And when we make the practice of that in the good times, when nothing bad's happening, then when things do fall apart in our life, we will already know how to take our hearts to God and pour them out. And we'll have the kind of relationship with Him that we'll know He's there, listening to us, and that He cares. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this helps. I hope that you take it seriously and that you try. I found this discipline in my life to be a huge blessing, and I hope it is for you too.